Hey everyone, welcome back. Today on MTG Arena, we're piloting a crazy Orzhov deck. Get ready to weave together wins using Oltec Matterweaver, dedicated doll maker, flooding the board with artifact tokens for some powerful creature synergies. Let's see this build in action.
Let's get it on. And the first few games here, they are just against regular opponents. It's not ranked, but we do have a few ranked play matches later. Okay. So we started off with 3 mana, but no white mana. Perilous Snare and Momentum Breaker.
It seems like a decent hand to start with, and hopefully you can draw into the white cards.
It depends, but I'm kind of like just waiting for things to come my way. I just need to get things out on the field so that when I do have a white card or a white mana, I can use Doll Maker here, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite combos.
With what?
Oltec. Just because it creates tokens, and these tokens activate their effects because it's ETB.
What does that mean?
Enter the battlefield.
Okay.
And then you have Corsi here, which when it dies, you can pay 3 and put flying, lifelink, and death touch on another creature.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that seems like a pretty good reason to bring it back from the battlefield. Or from the graveyard.
You can't bring it back from the graveyard.
I thought that's what you just said.
No, I said if you exile it, you get to give counters. It's flying and death touch with as a 3/3. Couldn't pass it up, at least for now, until I find something better for it.
Do they know what they want to do?
Yes, they do. And I did not like it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one to play.
But that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I'm gonna get hit, and then I'm just kind of waiting for my mana to kick off here.
Yeah, because right now you only got one more thing that you can play on the battlefield.
No, I can't play anything my next turn.
No,
unless
I'm
I draw
talking
mana.
about because you have the swamps, but you need one more swamp to be able to do anything with it.
Yep, and I got nothing. Nothing.
And you're just left wide open right now.
Right? That's okay. Well, it's not okay.
No.
Generally, we want at least one white mana out on the field. But I'm sitting here like, oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I'm going to lose this game.
There is a possibility to be able to bounce back.
There is, but it won't happen unless I draw some sort of mana.
Yeah, and if you don't get mana soon, you're going to have to start discarding your hand because you're going to...
Yes!
There you go.
But it comes in tapped. So nothing this turn.
Yeah, and you gain 1 life.
But nothing this turn. If he plays anything else, I'm probably screwed.
Just a little bit. Well, depends on what it is because it'll come out with summoning sickness.
Oh, look, I got Oltec in my hand along with Doll Maker. So now I got to figure out what to play, when to play it.
Well, you get that Maha there.
I do, but I need 5 mana and I only have 4.
Fair point. Okay, Perilous Snare.
I do have Perilous Snare, but it's warded.
Damn.
Ward 2, which means if I use it, it's not going to work too well.
What is that one next to the Maha?
3-tree battalion.
Okay.
3-tree battalion allows me to play it, and in the top
you need
6,
to have something out on the field first before you play that.
I
don't you?
do. It's Momentum Breaker.
Oh.
Yes, you do not have to use it specifically in conjunction with another creature card like I normally do, but it says any non-land permanent on the field.
I never even thought of Momentum Breaker with that.
I didn't either until recently, as I'm discovering different uses with this card. Now, Momentum Breaker says when this enchantment enters, it kicks off again. How fun is that?
Very. That's actually a really good tactic with that.
It's a nice little combo. it doubles the amount of uses Momentum Breaker has on the field. Oh, look. He destroyed my creature. You know what? That's fine. That is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Its use was done.
Yeah, you've already turned it into a token, which was all you needed it for.
Right. Now, what if I had found a way to bounce that back and reuse it?
Oh, that would have been fun.
Yes. Now, the only thing I really have to worry about is artifact destruction decks, where they just rip any artifact deck apart.
Yeah, we've had that with the synthesizer.
Right. This is a very good, strong card. I just need to keep it on the field for a turn. That would be great. Let's see what I get. Ooh. Now, this card also creates a 1/1 copy of it.
Automatically?
Automatically.
Or is that because you used the 3-tree battalion?
3-tree battalion.
Okay.
It picks up a card out of the top X. Sorry, not X. Top like 6. And if it's a 3-cost or lower, you get to play it. And when you play it, it creates a copy of it that is a 1/1.
All right.
All effects that card has activates when I'm getting a little impatient here. Activates when other cards enter. So
A little
basically,
impatient?
yes, a little. Basically, when I bring out my next creature card, Oltec activates twice because there's 2 of them on the field. And
that's what I was just thinking, that you should be able to get double the effects.
right. I have 1 momentum breaker that can be targeted because it is now considered an artifact token. Oh, look.
Archangel.
Archangel.
Or Archangel.
Ooh, another dedicated. Awesome. Now let's see here. I could bring out 2 cards, 4 cost. Yes. Bye-bye.
So now you can take the ones that don't have ward on it.
Right. But I'm not the one who's deciding what goes where.
Oh, that's
He
right.
is. Because they are sacrificing, not me, which happens to get around ward, which is what I think they were betting on. That ward would kick in and stop the effect.
But it doesn't, does it?
Nope, it doesn't, because you are choosing which one to sacrifice. I'm not targeting the card, I'm targeting the player. And the player chooses.
That's horrible.
Which means it gets around a lot of things like indestructible and ward.
Oh, damn. That's evil.
That is evil. Now, imagine if I had done this on Perilous Snare.
I think it would have worked, but it wouldn't have worked against that ward like this momentum breaker is.
No, it would definitely trigger ward, but I have the mana to pay for it right now.
Yes, you do.
If I had played Perilous Snare, on the other hand, I probably wouldn't have the mana to pay for it, because I would have used a 3-cost card to play.
They are trying very hard to get out of this.
They are thinking very, very hard. This is their second timeout used. And each timeout is like,
I think it's
30 seconds.
I think it's a minute.
I think it's closer to 30 seconds. And guess what? I get my card back.
Yeah, because it only stays.
It stays exiled while that card is on the battlefield, and that card left the battlefield. So, let's see. Let's do this, because then I can make more of these happen when I bring out my next creature. Which means I can target it again. I could make him sacrifice something and then target over here. And that means my next creature will trigger Oltec 3 times because there's 3 of them on the field.
And then you just make one copy of a token, and you make another copy of Oltec.
Right?
And you just keep that going.
Now, if I had another dedicated doll maker, I could use that effect on doll maker and repeat the process where doll maker enters, I sacrifice something else, exile it, create a token of it, have nothing but tokens. And he timed out. Yes.
That's one way to give up instead of conceding.
Let's see how much the mighty can fall.
Yeah, so you got Stick Twister, you got Momentum Breaker.
Right. I do have a couple of cards in this deck that just do not really work well with it. So things like Stick Twister, I'm going to have to trade that out for another 2-cost creature that I can actually use.
Is this another token deck?
No, it's the same deck.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's the same black-white deck.
Okay, I had no idea that you had Stick Twister in it.
Yep, I had Stick Twister. I have Korsai. I also have Rakshasa. Rakshasa is actually pretty funny when you start bringing out tokens, but they do destroy themselves, so it's not very efficient.
And that's because of the decay effect on it.
Right, but it is a 5/5 that only costs 2 to bring out.
That's actually not bad if you just need a last minute card.
Right, and it has trample, so as long as you're dealing damage, it really doesn't matter. But the whole reason why I have that card in this deck is for its secondary effect.
Being able to
play it from the graveyard.
And it makes that 1/1 token.
No.
No?
No, what it does is when you play it from the graveyard, you pay X. And when you pay X, you target.
They wind up with the decay counters.
Yes, that's where I was. I have ADHD. My train of thought just kind of blanks out from time to time. So
I'm able to get you back on track.
But yes, it gives the opponent's creature cards decay, so they can only attack once before they self-sacrifice. Which gets rid of a lot of things when you don't need them on the field for more than one turn.
Does that mean you can also use it on a planeswalker?
No.
Damn.
Not unless that planeswalker attacks. But you see me playing Dollmaker here.
Yeah.
And I sacrificed my snare and chose a different target to snare.
I see that.
So now I'm just kind of biding my time waiting to replicate snare because it's fun. But every turn he's going to have that Tith, which means he gets treasure tokens, which is more mana.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Guess what? I have Oltec. And now I just have to wait another turn. And then I get to attack, gain some life. And the reason why I say Stick Twister doesn't work too well in this deck is because I don't have enough things in my graveyard to activate its effect, which would then force the opponent to either discard a card or sacrifice a permanent or get dealt damage equal to Stick Twister's power. So it's a trifecta of effects that I would really love to have ticking off all the time. It's just getting 4 things into my graveyard and keeping them there.
Makes sense.
Because I have things like Korsai and Rakshasa that just, they exile themselves and then I exile other things. So nothing really hits my graveyard. Or if it does, it doesn't stay there for very long.
So now you're able to just make copies of that Perilous and start taking his enchantments and things.
Not only his enchantments, I could also take his creatures. Because Perilous Snare says target non-land permanent.
Yeah?
Yes. Which is one of the reasons why it's in this deck. Because I love replicating this thing. Because I can target things like their enchantments or other permanents on their field, so long as they don't have
Okay, so what is that? What was that? How did you stop it?
Oh, he tried to deal damage to Oltec, but I needed to protect it. So I played a 1-cost card that gave Oltec indestructible for the turn. Which
That was great that you even had that.
Right. That is one of my little counters that I like to use, especially when I have a creature I need to protect. I found this card, went, oh, nice. And that is what this deck is built for.
That's cool looking.
That is scary looking. Yep, same deck. All right. Got dedicated, Karsai, Crystal Barricade. Crystal Barricade actually saved my ass in one of these games that I played today. It was funny. All right.
And that's just a defender, isn't it?
It's just a defender, but it gives the player hexproof and prevents non-combat damage to other creatures.
Seems like they're taking a little bit to figure out what they're doing.
Right, just a little bit. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go. Let's go ahead and start with Momentum Breaker because that's always a fun card to play.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Rakshasa wouldn't be the best to play out of on that field at that moment, would it?
It depends, because I could play Rakshasa, leave it out there, but I'm kind of open because it can't defend, just like I'm kind of open now. But I could always use dedicated defender, or sorry, doll maker. But you know, I'm going to use this tried and true method and create a token out of Momentum Breaker to open up the way and keep that momentum stopped.
Now you just need Oltec.
Yep. But this looks like a 2-color deck. Black, red. All right. I've got my planes.
You got a bunch of mana in your hands right now.
That's fine. I'm sitting pretty right now. What I need though is my room. Ooh.
But you tell me it's not a good idea to have a bunch of land come out.
Well, I also have other things to play.
I might not have a wide variety, but I still need the mana for mine to be able to bring everything back from the graveyard.
True. Ouch.
That sucks.
I didn't even get to play it. Mwah. You know what? That's fine. That's fine.
There's another defender.
Ooh, yes. If I get this defender out, guess what?
What's that?
Every creature on my side of the field has, you cannot damage my creatures outside of combat.
What? How?
This is what their effect.
Really?
Rarely.
I've never noticed that.
It's a really great defender card because it gives you hexproof to the player, and it gives other creatures protection from non-combat damage. So like
Instants and sorceries.
Right. Exactly.
Anything that I would try playing with my mono black.
Or a mono red deck. If you have a burn deck, this setup right here counters it. They can't deal damage to your creatures.
That's amazing that just with 2 cards you can put a deck on his knees and be like, nope.
There are decks out there that can do that with just 1.
Is it really?
Yep.
Holy crap. I haven't seen something like that yet.
The decks I'm talking about are very hyper specific. They deal with one type of creature and can get countered by one certain effect or card.
Okay.
But not a whole lot of people run those kind of decks. There's usually, oh, here's an example right here. Watch. No damage.
Damn.
My opponent's like, what? Oh, he didn't read my, oh, I got a third one. He didn't read my effect. Now this is where Rakshasa comes clutch in these kind of decks. I know he has ward, but I don't care.
Okay.
I have more than enough mana. So I'm going to discard a card. Because I have enough mana to play whatever I can bring out. I don't need a whole lot to play per turn. And if he somehow gets around and kills Crystal Barricade, I have another one on there ready.
Which I highly doubt that they're going to be able to do.
Right. And I took a gamble. He could have blocked it if he wanted to. But then I remembered it's not a gamble because I gave him decay, which prevents him from blocking. So I could have swung for 5 instead of 3, but I didn't notice
It's
that.
better
at the
to
time.
test the waters instead of just going all out and losing.
The thing was, is I didn't realize decay did that until after this happened, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. And decayed just saved me from getting dealt 8 damage next turn because he had to sacrifice it.
Damn.
And now I have 5 damage up.
And you're gaining life.
And I'm gaining life because Stick Twister has lifelink. And Duty Beyond Death is that card that gives me indestructible and puts a 1/1 counter on creatures I control.
In the hand or out on the field?
Out on the field. So I'm like, ooh.
How are you getting ward right now on your life points?
Crystal Barricade. It gives
okay.
the player a ward.
Oh, wow. I thought you were saying that it was just the cards.
Nope. It gives the player ward, and then the cards themselves, the creatures, get protection from non-combat damage. So I'm just going to throw out this third one because why not? And Rakshasa because I want this thing gone. I'm probably going to get hit by 7, but that's okay.
But Rakshasa doesn't have reach.
I don't need it to have reach. I'm waiting for it to die so that I can use its effect. Forcing him to sacrifice it next turn. Next time he attacks with it. But then again, I really don't want him to attack with it in the first place. And I'm going to hit next. Swing, and he's going to time out again.
Need some Jeopardy music.
I know, right?
Okay, so we went from regular matches to a ranked match.
Yes. And I have 3 mana, Doll Maker, Momentum Breaker. I'm feeling great. Oh, let's say hello. Ooh, that's 2. All right, all right.
A Radiant Fountain.
Yeah. Maze Mind. All right. 3 Momentum Breakers. Turn 2.
With the Doll Maker there.
Oh, yep. Now I'm just kind of waiting for him to play something. So we're going to play around the defender's role here.
See if we can get another one out on the field.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to play something that I can kill. Play a Momentum Breaker. And if not, then I'll play Rakshasa, the demon. Oh, there's Oltec. So I got my combo in hand. And he played something, so let's go ahead and kill it off.
All right, there we go.
Gonna play a mana. We're gonna wait a turn, see what's going on.
So this is going to be something that's going to take a couple of turns to be able to get.
To get set up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, it does take a little while to set up, but once you get it set up and it's set, it's a combo that is kind of hard to break after it's set up because I just have to wait to play another creature. And when I play another creature, unless you've already destroyed Oltec, which is the powerhouse, most people go after Dollmaker because they think it's going to happen again.
No, Dollmaker only does it every time it comes out onto the field that it makes something a token.
Right. It only does it once. But Oltec is what propagates this and repeats itself for each creature that comes out on the field. But you have to play the creature. It cannot be a card effect that brings it out.
Oh, really?
Really, I found that out.
I was under the impression that it was a card effect.
Nope, you have to play it from hand. So let's see. What am I gonna? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the demon. Now, the problem with this is the demon kills itself at the end of the time you've attacked. So I have to wait to bring out another creature alongside Oltec, which I should have waited the turn and brought out Oltec first. but I didn't. Ooh,
What was that?
That was fun. All right, well, since I have it, let's see. I could do this. I could do that. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't need to kill it off right away.
All right, so now you got an Oltec in your hand.
Right. I'm going to do both of these and see what happens because I want Dollmaker in the graveyard. Oh, he's look. Yep. He went after Dollmaker. But that gives me one card in the graveyard, closer to using Stick Twister's ability. Oh. Holy shit, that's a 12-12.
Damn. That gained quick.
Yeah. Shit. Oh, wait. I have Momentum Breaker. Yeah. That looks good.
All right, that just became easy.
All right. Next. Let's see. I need a creature card and I don't have one, so I can't do anything for that. I can swing though. Oh, I can't swing with that. And the tables have turned once again. Wait, what?
What is going on here?
Oh no, he's got an 8/4.
And he just gained a crap ton of life points?
Yeah. Oh, and it's got hexproof from monocolor? I'm not worried about that.
What do you mean hexproof from monocolor?
Means if you play a card that's only a single color card, it doesn't work. Oh, wait. Momentum Breaker targets the player, and the player has to sacrifice. More damage in his face. Now we're up to 4, which means we can sacrifice those things and gain some life if we need to. And he does it again. All right.
And he's just going to keep gaining life points.
Yeah. But that's okay, I think. I'm gonna pass my turn. Let's see what we... Ooh! We got a creature card.
And we can use that on Momentum Breaker if we really wanted to.
Well, yeah, but first I have to create a token. And now I have to sacrifice something to make a token. Guess what? Sacrifice it again, bitch.
That's got to be shitty.
He's pulled this thing out 3 times now. I'm going to deal some major damage now.
You hope.
Yes, I am. That was 9 damage in the turn. Oh, wait.
And he's going to use those to block all of yours.
Probably. But I have trample on 1. So he's still taking damage. Not much damage, but damage.
Something is something, I guess.
Yep.
Really?
He took it to the face. All right.
It's like he didn't even want to try to block it.
More like he's trying to get as much mana as possible so he can play some big cards. Ooh, untap artifacts at the end of your turn. All right, let's see. Ooh, I got another Oltec. Oltec. Let's see. I do have 3 battalions. We're going to use that. See what we get. And he's going to draw a card or something. Okay. Let's just throw another Rakshasa. Because we all like damage.
I don't know who doesn't.
Yep. No, I can't throw that out there because that's my only token. I'm waiting on other things to come out. But that's okay.
But you used Oltec as well. Oh, you got another one in the hand.
I got another one in my hand. I'm not too worried about it dying. But he doubled up on Dollmaker instead of Oltec. Of course, he couldn't kill Oltec because Oltec's a 2/4.
But
that's
like
fine.
I said, usually everyone focuses on Dollmaker.
Right. And I don't understand why. It's a one-time use unless I can bounce it. But now I got 2 Oltecs out. So let's go ahead and do this.
I'm surprised you didn't do Momentum Breaker.
No need.
That's fair. But I don't see anything with Trample. I see Decayed.
The demons have trample. And I'm going to gain life. Because why not? It puts something in my graveyard. No, he stops 2 damage, but he just took 11 to the face. And then I lose those cards.
And if anything, you can get them back.
Right. I'm just waiting on him to play something that... Ooh, another Oltec. And he goes lands. Am I right? Well, I'm thinking, because I don't have any other responses, and he got Mana Swamp.
Damn.
Now I just gotta wait and see what happens. Ooh. Yes. Yes. Build my army. Let's go.
Damn.
And the funny thing is, this was a deck that should have beat me because of its creatures being so large.
You should have.
But they never stayed out on the field long enough.
And now you got a Planeswalker.
He's got 9 life. I'm going to deal 15 alone with just the demons. All right, so he's going to then give up.
Notice that it wasn't going to do much for him.
Mm-hmm.